I evo ga, Kuzma je obično taj koji udara zvono, ali s obzirom na to da je Kuzma na našem eventu koji imamo na krovu galerije, trenutno sam sam, ali nisam sam. Kuzma nije tu i Kuzma je trenutno sa vama. Ja imam fenomenalnog gosta. Prvo da se zahvalim svima vama koji ste bili na galeriji. Bilo je zaista sjajno. Iako su vremenski uslovi bili prilično problematični, nije bilo kiše srećom, ali je bilo svakako dosta ljudi. Mislim da smo se svi dobro zabavili. Doduše, vi se zabavljate i dalje koji ste tamo, ali obaveze zovu i jednostavno morali smo da dođemo do studija ja, Gandhi i Top, ali zaista je zadovoljstvo zato što ćemo imati jednog sjajnog gosta i to u live-u, košarkaš Partizana, Ajzea Majk. Ajzea, welcome.
Appreciate it, man.
We're really happy to see you here because you're first foreign basketball player from Partizan in our podcast, and we're working like this is a fourth year. Before we had Vanja, we had Poku, we had Mr. President, Osta Milović, and now you're here, and it's a real pleasure, and I hope you're going to enjoy. We're probably going to talk about 4 or 5 hours. You good with that?
Cool.
Yeah, so Ajzea Majk's going to be here, not just Saturday, we're going to go in Sunday. We're just kidding. But the thing is, Ajzea was pretty cool to come here and to talk about everything. And there's a game, Partizan is playing Dubai in less than 48 hours. So this is a really cool thing from Partizan and Ajzea, and we really appreciate it. So Ajzea, from what I hear, you're a big fan of our podcast. Is that true?
Starting today, yes.
So Ajzea is a follower. I saw him. He just he subscribed in our podcast and also in Instagram, and we're starting from today. But Ajzea, let's start from this game that you guys have in day after tomorrow. Dubai is the pretty big team. Let's say they play in just one league, and they always rested. And the game that you guys lost over there, it wasn't a surprise because they got a great roster and they're playing good. But you guys are definitely, everybody sees you as favorites to go in the finals. So after the quarterfinals against Spartak, are you ready for this? Are you healthy? And you and the team?
Yeah, I think so. I think mentally we're prepared. Like you said, Dubai has a really, really good team. So we can't go in there underestimating and think it's just going to be a walk in the park or anything. We definitely still have to go in there and go take the victories that we need.
Yeah, and you guys play Spartak. It was a pretty close game, away game, but it was a 2-0, and you guys had a couple of days to rest. And tell us about yourself and your fit situation, because we know that you had an injury starting a year. Are you ready to go now? 100%?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Still feeling a little bit of tightness in the area. Body obviously has changed and adapted in certain places. Imbalances, working out the imbalances from the injury. But I'd say I'm in full form still.
Yeah, and you played for Berg 2 years, and then before that you played in Germany 2 years. Mm-hmm. But this is something else, because this so many games and EuroLeague. And how you adapt on everything. Like it's like NBA rhythm. Is your body like okay, or this is something new for you, like mentally and physically?
Definitely something new mentally and physically. But every place that I've gone has kind of been that way, which is kind of why I've always stayed that second year to kind of just build off of that first season. But yeah, it's definitely been a shock to the body. Watching on TV, you think EuroLeague, like, oh, I can't wait to get there. I could play in the EuroLeague, or for guys who've played in the NBA, I can play in the NBA. But then you get there, and then you see the areas that you lack. So, yeah, man, it's definitely been a shock to the body.
Yeah, it's a journey, right?
For sure.
Yeah, and you come in Partizan, and everybody saw you like you're going to be a starting five. But that injury happened, and then like we talked before podcast, people here, they cannot wait. They want everything right away, and of course the body's got to adapt and the mind's got to adapt. And is there any part of the season where you felt like this is it, this is me, this is I can be even better, or the whole season is like talking like fit situation and everything? Talking about form.
Say again?
Talking about your situation, like, are you gonna? Is there like 2 or 3 weeks or even a month where you felt like this is it? This is the thing. This is what I've been waiting for.
I think it's kind of been a roller coaster ride for me this year. Obviously the first derby, I played really well. And then I'm like, okay, now I can get to rolling. But part of what comes with playing here, is that you don't really know what Željko wants from a game-to-game situation, like tactically. So after the rest of our game, I'm like, now I'm gonna cement myself, But then maybe 2-3 games later, it's all right. Maybe Poku and Bonga is a better tactical situation for this game, and it took a while for me to kind of wrap my head around this, because obviously I'm just trying to get out there and yes, I want to provide for the team, but I also want to just prove myself individually as well. So just recently, I'd say maybe a month or 2 ago, is when I really had to just reflect and think more of the team than myself in these kind of situations. But yeah, I've definitely feel like I've had a lot of great flashes to show what I'm capable of. And the next step is being prepared regardless of how long I play or when I play, and continuing to put a high-level game together regardless of the situation that day.
Yeah. Let's talk about Željko, and everybody knows that he expect like 100% all the time. And you played for Berg last 2 years with Frederick Fatou, right? He was the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And how much is different? Because everybody says, and it's a fact, that Željko is the biggest, the greatest coach of all time in your league.
Mm-hmm.
And how much everything changed for you coming to Serbia, and maybe from the first practice when you realized this is something else.
I'd say the biggest difference is just the intensity. Coach Željko is very detail oriented. Not to say that my coach Freddie wasn't, but it's like he's very, very analytical when it comes to certain stuff. Like, for example, today we made a lot of minor mistakes that typically in the last few practices he would let us play through, and just try and figure out a secondary solution as long as we score. Or
you're talking about offense or defense, or both ends?
Offense right now. Let's say we're talking about offense right now. And today it was like we stopped a lot because trying to fine tune things right before the game. So at times it could be frustrating because you just want to play, and like the game isn't always perfect. And as a player, you're like, "Come on, coach, let's just play. Let's figure it out." In the flow of it, but I can also see how it's important to stop and see another solution as well that we might not have seen. But yeah, I'd say that's probably the biggest difference. But then I'd say the second biggest difference is probably just the amount I was used last year. Like, from my first year in France to my second year in France, I would compare my first year in France a lot to this year, where my responsibility wasn't really high. I was out there just trying to do what I can to help the team win. And then I took on a lot more responsibility that following season and kind of spread my wings a little bit and showed like what elite caliber Ajzea Majk can be. And yeah, so I'd say now towards the end of the season, I think Coach Željko and I are starting to get a better understanding of each other. He's starting to see more what I can do, and I'm starting to understand more of what he wants out of me. So kind of the two marrying and trying to make this the best possible situation for the team.
Yeah, here's the thing. You had a bunch of coaches before Željko, right?
Yeah.
And what about the yelling? Anybody yelled so much before?
Yeah, in high school. Yeah, when I was in high school, I had a coach, Coach Greg Lockridge, when I was in Vegas. and that guy would challenge you. He would challenge you. And coming into it, I was always hearing like, yeah, Coach Željko's crazy. He's going to scream at you, but he's fair, so it's going to be okay. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I've been through something like this before, but going through it again as an adult now, it's this is crazy.
Yeah, but it's different when you're a grown man, right?
Yeah.
And somebody's yelling that much. But like you said, when you know it's fair, that he's fair, you're just like, I know you want the best from me, right? That's the main point, right?
Yeah, but even then, though, like, there's the human aspect of it, like.
But he's doing it to everybody, right?
Yeah,
so it's not like you, just
right. But when it's your moment, it's like you feel it.
Yeah. And what about the part where he's yelling at the bench for not doing anything? That's probably the only thing. And from what I hear, he's always yelling at the player at the same position that the player that just made the mistake. Is that right?
Not always. No.
Yeah.
Not always. Sometimes it happens that way, but not always. But yeah, that has definitely taken some getting used to. But by now, like, you know it's coming.
But it's like it's so much, people that don't understand Serbian basketball and Željko and Partizan and all that, and just watching the game and that the game is starting and the first play, first offense, and they're like, it's your fault, and you're like, yeah, but it looks like you, Poku, and other guys, the first year guy, pretty much everybody's the first year, but it's just you need time to get used to that, right?
Yeah, for sure, sure.
Let's get back to the ABA League. I know that pretty much your league is the biggest thing for the guys, for everybody, especially from the guys from US and Canada. But if you win the champion, if you win the title in ABA League, is that going to be, let's say, we cannot compare it to EuroLeague, but if you win that, are you going to say this was the successful season?
The way I'm looking at it now, if all things go well and we can get back a majority of the guys next year or all of the guys next year, including myself, like I still don't know whether or not front office is going to bring me back and honor the +1, but I think we can count it as a building block. We didn't achieve what we wanted to achieve in the EuroLeague, and we were so close. Even at the end, like those close games, and then obviously the really bad loss against Efes. But I would count it as a building block. Obviously you want to win a championship, not to downplay the ABA League at all, because there's some fierce teams in the competition as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And a championship is a championship no matter what. But I'm looking at it like a long-term project. We learn from our mistakes. We end the season off with a win, and we go into next season and set our hopes for a Final Four appearance next year as well.
Yeah. Let's talk about the difference between EuroCup and EuroLeague. Everybody says that, like, the main thing is physicality, but what's the other thing? What's the other things? Just the quality of the game, quality of the players.
Yeah, I definitely agree and say that physicality is number one, and then I would say the depth of teams, like 1 through almost 15 or 12 in the EuroLeague, right? Are guys that could start on any EuroCup team. And you really just can't write anyone off and say, well, he's not a star player or whatever. For example, Jerron Blossom game last night. Like, he's not a guy that you look on the scout and be like,
exactly,
he's going to give you 15 to 20 points a game, but he impacts winning in other ways throughout the whole season. And on any given night, he can give you 15. And he was a first team all EuroCup guy as well.
Yeah.
So you definitely can't look at the scout or look at someone's status on that team per se and just write them off, because you never know when it's going to be their night and you'll end up getting embarrassed.
Yeah. We're going to get back to ABA League and everything, but let's talk about the games last night. Pretty much everybody from Monaco, right? Because you played against them so many times, and it's pretty much the same team as the last 2 years. And Did you expect this? That Fenerbahce and Monaco will be playing for the title? Because everybody's talking about the Greek clubs.
Yeah.
And you guys know the strength of Panathinaikos and Olympiacos, even though you beat them in Belgrade. But what do you think about Final Four? And what's your opinion about the teams?
To answer your initial question, I don't think I did see this final coming.
Yeah.
But what I will say is when I first came back from injury and I had my welcome to the EuroLeague moment, it was against Monaco.
Oh, for real?
Like I got...
That was in the other...
Yeah.
Yeah, in Alexander Nikolic Hall, or Pioneer, as we call it.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, the physicality is insane. And then... just understanding how much the EuroLeague really means to players, because like you said, I played against Monaco 100 times.
Yeah.
And like I kind of understand their tendencies, the tendencies of the players. And there was I poked the ball loose and it was a loose ball, and Elia Kobo dove on the basketball. And in the domestic league, they play a little bit more laxed. So when he dove on the basketball, I'm expecting to just pick it up and go get my 2 points. But every possession, every minute on the floor in the EuroLeague really matters, and you could see that. But yeah, man, those and two games were surprising.
And do that against Chalon or some French team for real.
Bourg-en-Bresse.
Yeah.
So I definitely see the jump from domestic league to EuroLeague, and understand kind of now I can understand why EuroLeague players kind of take it a bit easy in the domestic league.
Yeah, and what about the Red Star game, the first one, you guys won, and it was the away game, even though you played in Belgrade Arena, and you played amazing, and people were like, yeah, that's the Ajzea Majk we want to see. And that first dunk, is that like how it felt?
It felt great.
Yeah.
It felt great. Up until then, I don't think I scored. Yeah. I think that was my first basket. No, that was my second basket because I got a rebound. But
tip in or something, right?
Yeah. But for that to be one of my first baskets in EuroLeague, it felt amazing. First of all, like just to get my first basket kind of took a lot of pressure off, because every time I got in, I'm like, I can't wait to score my first points. Like, and then I can get going. But yeah, man, that game was incredible. The atmosphere was incredible. I still think Partizan has better supporters than Red Star, because our arena.
I do too. Kuzma, the guy who's supposed to be here, he would say a different thing, but we just robbery here, so we can say that. Yeah, but I mean, playing in arena, it's got to be something else, right?
It's special.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Like, and I know people talk about that, like everybody's saying probably, yo, Ajzea, you're gonna see, it's crazy, but when you feel it, it's probably something different, right?
Yeah, the videos, word of mouth.
Yeah.
It does not give it justice. Like every basket feels like a game winner.
Yeah,
it's incredible out there.
Yeah, and it's probably on YouTube Shorts. And on Instagram, when Željko is yelling against Paris, you remember that? When he's like, when the last dunk.
Oh, yeah,
and you're over there, you're like, yeah, Željko, he's one of us right now, because he's so happy. That was a great moment, man.
My
just the scene there, because Željko is like screaming, and it's like 10 seconds before and it was a great. You got to see it on YouTube if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to do the Serbian part right now. Dakle, imate shorts gde Željko se dere kada, I don't know, it was Bonga or someone else that dunked the ball.
I can't remember what happened.
Or maybe Karlik probably. And toliko je bilo dobro da se Željko baš onako razdrao, i Ajzea koji je bio oduševljen videvši Željka, onako baš je bilo ludilo na klupi. Let's talk about your role after, like, let's say 7 or 8 months. I don't know. Do you still know your role in the team, or it's like, every day is different, every game is different? Like you said, you don't know if you play a good game, you probably expect the next game is going to be like, but you're on the bench. And do you know your role? right now? Are you like we know you that you are a defensive force, but where you at right now? Like what do you think? Like, yeah, I'm gonna start or I'm not gonna start. What's the deal there?
I honestly still don't know.
When you go back and people ask you, man, are you playing or what do you say?
Whatever coach wants.
Yeah.
I think right now I'm a rotational player. I've been coming off the bench around the same time for the last few games. And yeah, just to bring energy to the team, to defend and rebound. I think that's been my main responsibility so far. And the offense is a bonus at that point. Like whatever I contribute that day is just a bonus.
Yeah. And your first game was against Monaco, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and the Red Star game was the next one, right? Or third game when you were in
something like that.
When you look back at the EuroLeague season, what game do you remember? Like this was the game where team played good, I played good. When you go back right now, what do you remember first? First thing you remember?
Yeah, Red Star is definitely the first Red Star game for sure. Fenerbahce at home.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah, a lot of on the road against Barcelona. We had that game, man.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of games I feel like we had that just slipped from our grip.
Yeah. But KP over there, man, that was amazing.
Yeah, he played well.
Because what he did in that second quarter, you cannot defend that. So you guys started so good.
Yeah.
The first quarter, and then you lost. And that was like one of the games where we were hoping that you're going to win, and that's going to be it. We go in playing playoffs, maybe playing. That was like, for me as a fan, that one, that hurts. That
Trust
one.
me.
Yeah.
Because we had the game.
Yeah.
We went down, I think, like 12 or 15 or something in the second half. And then we dug out of the hole. And like at that point, I'm like, okay, we have the game. A few lapses here and there, and game over.
Yeah. And it looks like you guys didn't recover after that. Because all the wins on the road and the way that you guys won, because all the games, they were not close games.
Mm-hmm.
You just killed it over there. And then Barcelona. But it was pretty good. It was pretty good season. Sad iz ovog ugla, ja mislim da je stvarno sezona bila dobra. Sada kada možemo malo da kada se slegnu utisci, znam da nas boli sve što nema play-ina, znamo da da nisu zadovoljni navijači Partizana, ali sada kad se setimo nekih stvari s obzirom na to da je novi tim, mislim da je bilo dobro. What I was saying that even though this is your first year, the whole team was new and probably wasn't realistic to expect that you guys going to just click like that and the first season you're going to go like all the way. That's because I'm sure that you didn't play in teams where everything changes in a year. Just one player from the last year, and that's Balša.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty different.
Yeah. I can understand that perspective, but at the same time, like after that, we were 2-8 the first 10 games, and we turned it around and broke even. Like we were flowing. We kind of started to understand each other a little bit better during that stretch. No one could have told us that we're not going to make it to the playoffs at that point. Yeah. Even though it's a new team, I feel like we have the quality to be one of the top teams in this league, and I've been saying that from the beginning of the season. And Coach Željko has been saying that from the beginning of the season as well. So you could argue that it wasn't realistic to think that we would accomplish anything this year, but then at the same time, if we did, then it was like, what do you say then?
Yeah.
So I definitely think that we had something special here, and hopefully we can continue to build on it. But yeah, it would have been really nice to be in the playoffs this year, because we beat all the teams that are in the Final Four.
Exactly.
We weren't that far off. So,
Yeah.
a couple tweaks here and there, and we'll be there next year.
Yeah. Let's get back to the Final Four, the tomorrow game. You guys gonna do the practice before, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to watch the game live, right?
For sure.
And you're cheering for Monaco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want Monaco to win for sure. You got the leading scorer of all time.
Yeah.
Got the leading assist guy of all time. And Spinula's in his first year. I think the storyline is better than Fenerbahce's how many championships do they have? You know, so definitely hope Monaco wins tomorrow.
Yeah, what about the other game, Panathinaikos Olympiacos? Because a lot of people think that game don't count. It's for the third place in this, you know. So you lose the semifinal and you're playing for the third place. It doesn't mean nothing. Are you going to watch the game? Because it sounds going to be, you know, it's going to be a good game when you see the teams.
Does that one come on before the championship game?
This is 4.
Yeah, I probably will.
This is 4 p.m. and this is 7 p.m.
Unscheduled derby? That's kind of fire.
Yeah. And they're going to play like in a few days, like 5 days. They're going to play the finals in Greece.
Okay.
So it's going to be like so many games, Panathinaikos and Olympiacos in the next few weeks. So let's get back to EuroLeague because people really want to hear about that. Red Star game when you guys lost because you had like a streak, right? And they lost that game. Yeah. And they didn't even score the three-point basket in the second half. And it looks like, I mean, it's not a good term, but it's not good. But it looked like a choke in the second half. Did you feel like that?
I can't remember how that game ended.
Yeah, Kalik missed the free throw, and then Sterling Brown tried to score, and then Nedovic was fouled on the 3-point. You remember that? Sterling was...
Oh, the free throws.
Yeah.
Free throws. My gosh.
Yeah. And it would be an overtime if they...
Oh, my
now you remember, right?
gosh.
Right, yeah.
Damn, we were streaking. We needed that one bad.
Yeah.
No, we definitely made some mistakes down the stretch that led to that. Damn, you just cooked me with that one, bro. What was your question again?
Yeah. Do you remember that game? And the answer is no, right? You didn't remember everything that I just...
I didn't.
But
played them so much.
You know, fans were disappointed, but they like... people like to say here, they like to say it's like the sixth player.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the fans and everything. When you're out and people want to take a photo, is that something different from high school, from college,
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Like I wasn't a highly touted recruit or anything. Like I kind of flew under the radar forever. So this is definitely something new for me. I'm used to being able to go to the grocery store or run into the mall and grab what I need and get out real quick. Or go eat dinner with my family or something without even being noticed. Like somebody will ask, like, "Hey, do you play basketball?" or something like that. Like, but not have a clue who I am.
Right?
Yeah. I always say no and say I'm like a math lead or something.
Yeah.
I swim professionally. But it's been different. The level of support and love for the club kind of helps me through those situations, because it's like at times where it's not the most convenient time to take a picture or sign an autograph, it's like, dude, come on, like I'm sitting down here with my family eating dinner, like read the room a little bit. But I know maybe out of the 22,000 people that are in the arena, this person might not have the opportunity to take a picture or get an autograph, so I try to do it as often as I can.
Yeah. So we're going to ask your questions at the end. But right now, we're going to take a commercial break. Gandhi, jesi razumeo, Gandhi? And then we're going to get back, way back, when Ajzea started playing basketball.
Okay. Pa decimo da samo jedan. Sveći li plano, imam 10 sekundi da vam kažem šta imamo. Probamo to. Imamo 10 sekundi da vam kažemo šta imamo na našem merchu. Gaće, čarape, majice, kape, kačkete nemamo. Ni gaće. desni gaće. Aj sad ti pravi 10 sekundi. Imam samo sekundi da vam samo 10 sekundi da vam saopštim da posetite lukaikuzma.rs. To je taj naš mrč. Što mišlo reći mrč? Jezivo je.
Može, Gandhi. Yeah, we're back with Ajzea Majk. Once again, it's really a pleasure. And before we get back to high school, and then we're going to take him back through his college years, let me ask you this. Is this your first podcast? It is in Serbia. I know that.
Live, yes.
Yeah,
I think I've done like a few interviews before, like 2 or 3 on a podcast, but nothing like this.
It's a new thing, like a EuroLeague and Partizan. Everything is new this year, so yeah, we're going fresh. So let's take you back to high school. I mean, people here, they don't really see the difference from Canada and US. Mm-hmm. They're like, the guys come. Yeah, it's the same thing. But from what I saw, you play high school in Las Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Oh, man, I didn't start playing and training for basketball until I was like 14, 15. And that following spring, there's this circuit called the CYBL, Canadian Youth Basketball League. And it was like a local tournament for up-and-coming kids like that. It didn't have a shoe sponsorship, if I'm not mistaken. I think there was maybe like 1 or 2 teams back then that were playing in the CYBL that had a sponsorship, but it was typically for the more grassroots level AAU programs. And after like a year of training, of like consistent training, I mean like how many hours? I want to say like between like 8 and 10 hours out of like 3 days in a school week. Just really grinding and getting after it with my coach, Jermaine Holness. He's a head coach right now at York University.
Oh.
Out there in Canada and Toronto. And yeah, we would just grind. I had a really, really good couple of tournaments consecutively. And back then there was this website, this scouting organization called North Pole Hoops, ran by these brothers, the Spiet brothers. One of them is actually my agent now, which is kind of cool. My boy Elias. Shout out my boy Elias. And yeah, ever since then, they were like, wait, who's this guy? He just came out of nowhere. And they ranked me and kind of helped me make the jump to prep school. My coach, Jermaine, also had some relationships and made a few calls as well. And made it happen, man, and connected me with my coach, Greg Lockridge, out there in Vegas. And, man, out there was even more grinding. I thought I was grinding in Canada. Like, the prep school regiment out there was serious. Wake up at 6 a.m., practice before school, practice after school. Like, it was serious. So made a lot of leaps and bounds in that first year, and then really took off that second year and earned myself a scholarship.
You was there full 4 years, right?
No. I was only there for 2 years.
2 years?
A year and a half even.
Yeah. Let's talk about Vegas, because I know you're a religious guy and a family guy, so you don't care about the Strip. And my daughter was born in Vegas. We were there for a while, and we lived in Summerlin. Is that? Yeah,
that's exactly where we stayed.
For real?
Yeah.
Summerlin?
Yeah, we lived in a gated community out there. Yeah.
Oh man, like
that's crazy.
We were, I don't know, Suncoast Hotel.
No, I don't know.
Like Tripoli, like mall, or you were close to Red Rock.
I was really close to Red Rock.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's
And
insane.
my daughter was born in Summerlin Hospital,
Okay.
and the first thing they did, they put the hockey team, you know, like Golden Knights. Yeah, and they like Golden Knights over there before the Raiders.
Yeah.
So it's a cool thing. And let's talk about Vegas because it's changing every year. When you hear you're going to Vegas, is that like, oh man, this is something different? I'm from Canada, because for us was pretty, you know. But it seems, you know, people don't understand, but it's a really nice place to live. When you forget about the tourists and the strip and the hotels and the casinos and everything, it's a real nice place to live.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. But yeah, it was, again, a shock to my body. Like, I've never done anything like this before. I've never played high school basketball before this. So I really just went in not knowing what to expect and just sticking to what I know, which is work. So went down there and made the most of it, man. But Coach Locke really protected us from a lot of the outside stuff.
Yeah.
Kept us really focused on what was important. One of his main things to tell us is like, keep the main thing. And, you know, it's easy to get distracted by the strip. Obviously, we were too young to even indulge in that kind of stuff. But like parties and all that kind of stuff, we didn't really have any time to do that. It was all school and practice.
Yeah, let's take you back to your first college year, freshman year. You played at Duquesne. Is that your first choice? Did you get a lot of offers from colleges?
Not out of high school, no. I think I had maybe 10, but I always went with my gut in those situations, like who made me feel like they wanted me the most. And yeah, they were consistent throughout my entire junior year and my entire senior year as well, in terms of reaching out and keeping an open line of communication with me. So I went on my visit, and I just knew I was going to go. I went on an unofficial visit to Oklahoma first, but the coaching staff was kind of iffy on me. Like they hadn't offered me yet.
Yeah.
So they were just interested, and I told them, look, if you offer me, I'm going to come.
Yeah.
Like the Big 12, I'm just a kid from Scarborough. Like I don't know what I did to even deserve to get into this position, you know? So of course I would have taken the opportunity, but when I got the opportunity to see campus in Duquesne and see that I'd have an opportunity to be a impact player and allow my work to translate, I took the opportunity right away.
Yeah. And why they say that the Duquesne campus is something different? That's what from what I hear. I never went there. What's different about the campus at Duquesne?
For one, it's like partially downtown.
Oh, okay.
And it's like on a cliff.
For real?
Yeah. So like on campus, there's a big old set of stairs that goes down to the river and across the bridge. But yeah, it's a really small campus, but like it bleeds into downtown and then it's hanging off a cliff. Like the football field was like right on the cliffside almost. It was insane.
Yeah, that's why it's different. That's
Yeah.
why they're saying. Yeah. So you were there just for your freshman year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that your request to get transferred to SMU?
No, not like going in. My plan wasn't to go in and just transfer, right? Pittsburgh is really close to Toronto, so that also played a part in my decision.
Yeah.
Like my family can come down and see me every now and again when it's convenient for them. But at the end of the season, my coaching staff had got fired, and once they got fired, I'm like, I'm not sticking around to see what happens next. Like,
Let me ask you this, because we had that at college. Did you grade your head coaches at the end of the year? Like we had, like you can write whatever you want.
like to them,
Yeah, not to them.
it was like an anonymous.
Yeah, from the players.
Now that you're saying it, I think that was a thing. It's been a
Yeah.
little while since I've been in college, but I think there was a little.
Yeah, you answer the questions and you can write whatever you want.
Yeah, the anonymous joint. Yeah, I think,
Because our coach was fired after the first year, my freshman year. And I think it's pretty much because the sports department was like, whoa, this is something. Yeah, players don't like him. And I remember the player from Argentina, he was like, ending it. And he's like, yeah. He's like, give me back. I'm going to kill him. And he's like, writing even more stuff. And I'm like, Tom Kenna, he's not going to be coach anymore.
Yeah.
He just got fired. You didn't have that, right? Or you had, but you didn't remember, right?
I don't know if that was
Yeah.
like a deciding factor
Yeah.
that got him fired, but I don't even think I did that my freshman year. I can't remember, honestly. But
Yeah.
no, I think that season we didn't play well at all. Our record was like 9-22 or something disgusting like that. And I think the year before was also bad. So I think, if I'm remembering correctly, there was a few years consecutively of like really, really bad seasons. So that's my opinion. I'm not sure if there was a rating scale that got him. It was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. Here's the situation. I'm just going to do the part in Serbian. Kada se prebacujete sa koledža na koledž, onda morate da pauzirate 1 godinu. To se zove godina crvene majice ili ti red shirt. And you were the guy who, when you start playing for SMU, were you ready that you're not going to play the full year? How's that, mind-wise?
I wasn't ready at all.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I knew that I had to sit out, but
you were 100% ready, or there was some injury and they're like, yeah.
No. Oh, I was ready to play. Like mentally though, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Not that it was like a bigger jump, but I just needed some more growing up to do. Because obviously I had a great season in Duquesne. So I'm thinking, I'm about to transfer and really go crazy whenever I get to where I'm going. Like, I'm about to be an impact player again. But I had to be a redshirt. I'm just a practice player at this point. And like, I didn't understand that you could be killing in practice, but the focus isn't the scout team. You're here to get the guys who are going to play better. And like I said, it was just something that I didn't really understand at the time. Because we would be playing like 15 defenses in a row. And I'm like, Coach, come on, let's get some offense, please. We're strapping these guys up. Let's get an opportunity to score on them now.
Yeah.
So, I definitely needed time to grow up, for sure.
And someone said that you played with the Canadian guy. Was that also power forward? Jordan Robertson or something like that? At SMU?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Not at SMU, in Duquesne.
In Duquesne, he was like a junior?
Yeah.
And you're like a freshman?
You know what's funny? Me and Jordan are from the same area.
For real?
Yes. So when I went on the visit and I saw him, I'm like, because it wasn't, when we were younger, he was one of those prospects that's like, okay, he's about to go to the States and go to high school and go through the whole thing. At that time, I was probably in like the 7th grade, and I'm not taking basketball serious. I'm just a kid, right? Just playing around. But like, to meet him again on completely different trajectories of life was super cool.
You guys still close?
No, we were never really close.
Oh.
But that's my boy. If I see him, I say what's up to him and catch up. But no, we kind of fell out.
You didn't expect this kind of question, right?
No, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
you said I had to remember who you were talking about.
Like, freshman college year? Yeah. And let's talk about SMU, because people don't know here, but Željko is not the first guy from Serbia that Mike had pleasure to work with, because Tim Jankovic, it sounds Serbian, but I'm not really sure that it's probably like a background, like a great grandfather.
Gotta be.
But is there any similarities to Željko with Tim?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
They're like
completely
different. There's not a single similarity that I could think of. I mean, besides wanting to win and push the guys to be great, of course. I think that to be a coach, you have to have that desire to begin with. But like, temperament-wise, tendency-wise, not even close.
And he ain't even coaching anymore.
No, he retired a few years after I graduated.
Because it's, he's like 60 something, and we got, coaches in NCAA who's like 80 or something. But he said, yeah, that's enough, right? And what do you remember from those 2 years that you played? Like we're talking about junior and senior year. What do you remember from those years? Like, coaching staff, or your boys from the team, or the fans over there, like from on the campus. When you look back, it's like in not 10 years, right?
No, it's only 5, 6,
5 or 6 years.
6 years, yeah.
But after Germany and France, and now you're in Serbia, and we look back, what's the first thing that you remember?
My wife.
For real?
My very first day on campus, we met.
Really?
And then
and she's watching right now, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think she is.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, babe.
Yeah.
But yeah, my wife is the first thing that comes to mind, because she was like one of the first people that I met there.
She was a junior. She was the same year?
No, she's a year older than I am.
Oh yeah.
But besides my wife, obviously my guys, my coaching staff, I'm still close with a lot of those guys. And when I go back, I try to touch base with them. My boy Yogi, Nemenya, I can't remember his last name. We just called him Logi. We just called him Yogi. He actually tried to get me to play for, I think it was FMP.
Really?
My first year out of college. But yeah, he's helped me develop so much. Me and that guy are really close. Hopefully we can tap in when I get back to Texas, or if he comes out here before he goes back to LA. He's coaching, assistant coaching right now at UCLA.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah, it's huge. Damn, I wish I remembered his full name. Calling him Yogi for all these years.
I'll find it.
But yeah, man, the college experience is very, very unique. The only thing that I wish would have changed is that we could have gotten paid. Yeah. My goodness, these kids are making.
How that feels, man. It's crazy, man. People now are getting. Today I had a pleasure to talk with Voja Vezovic. He was like a really big coach in 80s and 90s, and he talking about players back then, big players in Europe. We're talking about biggest players in Europe, biggest in the world at that time. And they're like, now they're 70 or 80, and they're like, man, we didn't get anything. And now players are getting millions.
Millions.
Yeah. And do you feel like that with the guys recruiting right now and just, getting money?
Man, it's crazy. It is crazy. I've always said though, it's a very slippery slope. For example, we'll even switch to sport, like Deion Sanders' son, the quarterback.
Oh yeah, I can't remember.
Can't remember his name right now. Yeah. But in college, he's probably making more than he's making now. And that's an adjustment as a kid you're gonna have to be ready for, because not all of you are gonna make the NBA to where you can make that financial jump. You might have to go to Poland, middle of nowhere, Sweden, and make a lot less money and make your name a household name. Obviously,
not Sweden. Trust me, I played there. Nobody's going there. Yeah, trust. Poland, but Sweden is actually now the decent league. But back then, not Sweden.
But yeah, man, like getting your name out over here and building a resume over here isn't as easy. Of course, there's the guys that are well connected and can get guys to pull a few strings and get them an opportunity higher up earlier on. But typically that's not the case.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of guys that I know that were ESPN 100 kids, projected lottery kids, and had to start over coming over here overseas, so I think it's going to make it harder to come overseas, but then again, harder to even continue to pursue basketball if you're not really in love with it, you know?
Yeah. I'm just going to take a little step back and talk about Voja Vezović. The story is, and you're going to like this, he was the head coach for Nigerian women's basketball team.
Okay.
Back in like 70s, let's say, maybe 80s, beginning of the 80s. And he's like, you know, the girls are playing, and he saw the guy over there, a big guy. And he's like, look at this kid, man. We got to take this kid in and just see if he can grab a basketball and see what it is. This is the story. He didn't say this. He just said, yeah, it's right, but this is the story. And you know who that is?
Who?
He didn't play basketball. He's like, come here, man. Let's see what you got.
Let me guess. Nigeria.
Yeah.
Hakeem?
Yeah.
Great
Hakeem,
answer,
man.
Great answer.
Man, that's a good guess, but not many Nigerian players from that era. Like, but Hakeem was. That's the story from Voja. And when I say, Vojo, come to the podcast, we can talk about so much. He's like, nah, man, I don't have nothing to say. I'm like, come on, man. And so many stories from back then, but this is one of the greatest stories. And listen, Mike, Ajzea. Do people call you Ajzea?
Both.
Yeah, but here they're like Mike, right?
Yeah.
And there's any kind of nickname or something?
Not really, just Zay.
Yeah. Here's the roster from your. This is the COVID year. How you guys ended the COVID year? On the March when it happens, you guys the year was over for you, right?
No, we were supposed to play in our conference tournament that day. We had a game that day.
Really?
And they canceled it the day of because COVID numbers were starting to like really get out of hand.
That's like March, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just it might have been like March 2nd or something like that. But I think we had the team to make a run and win the conference. I think, in my opinion, it would have been a final between us and Houston.
Oh.
Yeah, for a conference bid. But I think they would have got the bid either way because Coach Sampson has always been an incredible coach.
Yeah.
And develops his guys and wills his guys to victories after victories. I was surprised they lost this year.
You like the team?
Yeah.
And you cheer for them, right?
I didn't really cheer for them, but like it would have been nice to see them win, you know, because it was this year was their best chance to win.
Yeah, exactly.
And the way it ended was insane.
Yeah, that was crazy. But everybody expected Duke is going to be in the final, right? Everybody was like Cooper Flag, they're going to be in the finals, and the Gators, they just heads off the Gators.
Facts.
Yeah, and here's the roster, and I'm gonna go through all the names. I'm probably gonna catch the guy Tyson Jolly.
That's my guy, but the coach I was talking about is him.
Oh,
Yogi.
Oh, you're talking about the coach from Serbia, Nemanja Jovanović.
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was a player or something.
That's my guy.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just mention the guys: Tyson Jolly, Ajzea Majk, Kendrick Davis, Farron Hunt. He was in the NBA, right?
Yeah, he played a few games in the NBA. I believe he's in the G League, I think, right now. But Kendrick, my boy Kendrick, was just in Australia going crazy.
Really?
Going crazy. Led what team was he on? I want to say the Adelaide 36ers or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
The guy that was here a couple of months ago is the assistant coach there.
Really?
LA 36ers, yeah.
Yeah, he was going crazy. Had an MVP caliber year.
Oh, great.
But he just signed to the Sydney Kings.
Sydney Kings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That means more money in Australian basketball. Yeah, in Australian terms of basketball, that means more money.
He deserves it.
Yeah. Ethan Shagos, is that?
Ethan Shagwa, yes.
Yeah, Shagwa.
He's still playing now as well. Yeah. He's in the British League.
Emmanuel Bandomel.
My boy Bandu, he's playing in the CEBL. I think he just came back from injury. I was just talking to him the other day.
Yeah, that's why I'm mentioning the guys, because I really want to know, are they still playing? Because usually, half of the team, they're just working at the bank or whatever. CJ White.
CJ is still playing. I don't remember what country he's in right now, but he's in one of these Eastern European countries.
Isaiah Jesse.
I don't think JC plays anymore.
Yeah. Everett Ray.
Ev doesn't play anymore. He's in finance right now.
Charles Smith from Atlanta, Georgia.
C4 is still playing.
Yeah. Alex Tabor.
Alex was a walk-on. I don't think he's playing anymore.
Yeah. Seems like a pretty short guy from what I see. Yeah. William Douglas.
Will is still playing. He just finished in China this year.
Really?
He's playing in that Canadian
like
league we were talking
the
about.
main league in China?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe in the second league. But
Yeah. And this is Grant Youngkin.
Grant was also a walk-on.
Yeah. So when you hear these names, is that like take you back? Like memories from... Yeah. You didn't expect that either, right?
No.
You thought we were going to talk about just Partizan. Okay, enough with SMU. Let's talk about you not being drafted at 2020. Did you expect that? At one point, were you like, yeah, it's gonna be a second round. Someone's gonna.
That was also COVID year, so it was kind of difficult. Like the workout situation and really auditioning for teams wasn't the same.
But were you ready? Like, are they cameras? Because I remember Anthony Edwards, everybody were at home, like, just waiting to be announced. Poku was on that draft. And I remember it's so crazy because when on the draft night, people are, at their homes. I remember Peyton Pritchard, when he was announced, I don't know, like 16th or whatever. And they didn't, like family just standing there, they didn't hear it. So you're just watching like 20 people just standing there. They don't know, they didn't hear because all the connections and whatever. It was crazy. But did you expect to be there like 50, whatever?
I feel like if I would have had a chance to work out, I think it would have really helped my draft stock. I had a pretty good season that year. Shot the ball the best I've shot at all my college career up until that point. My field goal percentage typically is around 50 to 60%. Shot the best free throw percentage, I think, as well that year. Rebounded well. Had a lot of good games. So, yeah, I feel like if I had the opportunity to work out for teams and go through the whole draft combine process and play against a lot of these guys, then I would have had my name would have definitely got a little bit more buzz around it. But I also believe that everything happens the way it's supposed to. And if it wasn't meant for NBA yet, then I don't think the door is closed, though. I think there's still an opportunity in the future.
Where's that in your mind? Like, we think that people that come from US and Canada, they always like, man, if I get the chance to play in NBA, I'm packing my bags right now. Is that the mindset?
It's a little bit more complicated than that. You can't just up and leave in the middle of the season. Like, there's a deadline to where you can take an offer or not if they even decide they want to offer you. But I think if there's an opportunity for any player to play in the NBA, they're going to take a shot at it for sure. It's your dream. You grow up watching these teams, even coming over here, like my first year, I never even knew there was a town called Chemnitz in Germany,
And people in Serbia don't know either, so it's not like,
you understand what I mean?
Yeah. But
so, or I don't know any history about the Euro League up until coming over here and like starting to do my research, So, yeah, for sure. I think if the opportunity presents itself to play in the NBA, I will take it.
And from your perspective, when you talk about dreams, is it like Toronto Raptors?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that year they had one of those picks at like 56 or something like that. So I'm like, if I could get that pick, that would be fire. I would love it. I would love being able to stay home and play and represent my city at a national level, international level. That's incredible.
I can get you there, man, because Darko, the head coach, is my former coach, and he was there. Sećaš se Gandhi kad je Darko bio ovde? Darko was here twice, actually, in the former studio 3 years ago. He was at Memphis. At that point, he was assistant there to Coach Jenkins. And now we're going to talk about that. Yeah, you got an agent, right?
I do got an agent.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Man, look. In the summer times when I'm home, I play with Chris and I play with Scotty and open runs and stuff. And I think there was one of the draft picks from either last year or this year that was there, just getting up and down and getting some reps, you know. And man, like I'm looking and I'm playing and I'm like, I'm not too far off from you guys, you know, like, just give me a chance. If I put on a Toronto jersey, I mean,
something will happen, right?
Something will happen. You guys are trying to win, right?
Man. You see with the RJ, they like getting.
Come on, you understand. You understand. So, homegrown talent, I'm telling you, we can make something happen.
Yeah, this is the plan. So Ajzea's going to kill the next year for Partizan.
Right.
And like Dante and the other guys, he's going to the NBA and for Toronto. You like that scenario?
Get it. You understand.
Yeah, and it's like, joke aside, it's really, you said it, like the second year was like really your second year. Was that like in high school and college and SMU and Germany and France?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Like I said, we were talking off cam and just getting a feel of my environment, getting into a better routine that second year, understanding the coaching staff and understanding what they want out of me, understanding better where my opportunities will come on offense, like just really knowing how I can be more effective. That second year always has been a big part of the jump for me that second year. From back to high school. Yeah, man, as far as I can remember, it's always been that way for me. So I'm looking forward to, obviously, if I am coming back, if the front office brings me back, then I'm looking forward to whatever the improvement is, an improvement, whether it's helping the team win more games, like however that is, like getting us to the off season.
It's gonna happen. Trust me.
Postseason, I mean.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. And the thing is, let's get you to the part where you became a professional. How did Germany happen? Was the agent like, we got this, and that? I think this is the right place. And you're like, talking to your wife and like, we're going to Germany. How'd that happen with Chemnitz?
There were a few offers and we're fresh out.
Everything from Europe or just all over the world?
Yeah, just in Europe.
Okay.
And fresh out of college, I was just thinking of what can I get that I can make the most money and put myself in the best position to play high level basketball. And the BBO was a perfect fit. Like, my son was just born around that time as well, so I was still debating on whether I was going to go back to school. But after speaking with my wife and my family as well, I decided that I need to go make some money.
Yeah.
Especially in COVID, like we didn't know how long COVID was going to last.
Exactly.
So it was an opportunity to go make some money, man.
And you didn't know anything about Chemnitz or whatever? Like nothing, zero.
Not a single thing.
It was like the same for me. We're like Mobile, Alabama. I'm like, okay, not knowing a thing, man. And I remember because here I went for the spring semester during the Christmas break, and here, like winters, December, and I was like, sweaters and the big jacket, and then just landing over there, and the dude is like wearing the, he's like, what's happening over here, just,
in the South, buddy. It's hot as hell.
And I'm like, don't ask, man. And let's talk about the team that first year. Did you expect there's going to be so many guys from the U.S. in the team? Like when you're thinking I'm going to Europe, probably some European guys that I'm not going to stand. But here's the thing, like the half of the team were the guy from the States.
After speaking with my coach and getting an understanding of like the dynamic in Europe, I gained some understanding of it. Yeah. But like going in, I don't know what to expect, But yeah, those guys actually really helped my adjustment that first year. Helping me learn even a little bit of German. Just like navigating, you know what I mean? Like going what to say when you need something at the grocery store, you need help.
Just
hello,
the basics, right?
You know,
yeah.
Getting around type.
Is your German better than your Serbian right now?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
This is a tough language that we speak over here. So I'm telling you, even if you stay here for 2 years or 5 years, it's not going to get much better. Trust me, man.
The only things I know how to say are curse words and brate.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly, yeah. And tell me about this guy, because I see here that he's my age. Virgil Matthews.
Verge.
He's like
yeah.
old as me, and I'm not playing for a decade or something.
Yeah, my guy Verge. Shout out Verge, man.
He probably went through everything, like the second division and everything.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
He definitely helped me a lot. And in
That's
that second year, my second year, he actually turned coach. He was assistant coach under Rodrigo that year,
Yeah. Rodrigo Pastore, right? And he was there for 2 years?
He was there for like...
Forever. Huh?
Yeah. I don't know how many years before I got there he was there, but he was definitely there before I was there.
Yeah.
And when I did get there, he signed an extension for another like 5 years.
Really? Yeah, they know how to treat you in German basketball.
Yeah, especially when you're winning, man. They just won a championship last year. So in the FIBA Europe Cup.
Yeah. They had a decent team.
Really good team, man.
We're talking about NBA caliber players, like.
And now they actually have some guys who've had a little bit of NBA experience over there now too.
Yeah. I know, man. I follow. And tell me about the Berg. After that second year, did you say I'm ready for something else? I'm ready for something bigger.
Yeah, that was really the plan going in, though. When it came to re-signing that second year, sitting down with my guy Francois, he kind of laid everything out on the table for me. He told me about Zach coming in and what the project is going to be with him, and kind of give me more room to blossom and give myself a chance to go make some money at the EuroLeague level. So yeah, man, those guys out there in Borg really took care of me, from the coaching staff to the GM. There was a GM before my GM Francois took position. Fred Sarr. He's front office in the National Basketball Association or something like that now. But great people, man. They took very good care of me and my family while I was out there. Down to Arafat. Arafat is like a Swiss Army knife for that team. He's DJing, taking care of our equipment, like traveling on the road with us, making sure we got everything, doing tickets. Like my guy Arafat, man. I got a lot of love for that city.
No, it seemed like you guys were a family.
Yeah.
When I watched you in EuroCup, nobody expected you're gonna do so big.
Yeah.
But the energy and that arena and everything, it's like it looks like it's a great place to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you guys go back, your family and you?
I actually was just back like 2 days ago.
For real?
Yeah, I just went back to, we had a day off, and my insole's kind of worn down, and the lady out there, she really, really does a good job with the insole. So, and shipping it out here would have taken too long because of the customs and the EU stuff.
Yeah.
They would have held those friggin' insoles for no reason. So I just went and got them and touched base with one of my boys out there. But yeah, my wife goes back with the kids every now and again as well.
Great.
Yeah, man. It's good vibes out there.
Yeah. And as I see it, I mean, you had 2 years in German basketball, and then 2 years in EuroCup. You played EuroCup. Now you're in EuroLeague. So the next step's got to be an NBA league, man.
Right? Maybe.
Yeah, it sounds right.
You never know, man.
Yeah, but it looks like that's the way. That's the goal. It's pretty simple. But let's talk about Partizan and everything over here. Let's talk about your teammates. Anyone special that you're really close to?
I'd say we're a pretty close group of guys. There's things in common that I have with a few of the guys, mostly the imports. But I'd say Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon is
He's like an older brother, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Brandon is something else, man. Brandon is pretty cool. He really has been through it all when it comes to your league, you know? So he really kind of took me under his wing, seeing that I have 2 kids. I'm really young with 2 kids, so he kind of sees the vision for what I have for my family already without me even have to say anything, because he kind of gets it, you know, with a family of his own and being over here and knowing how to travel, finding loopholes and how to save money here and there. And yeah, man, he's been extremely valuable to me. But Tyreek, we have the same heritage. Like his background is Jamaican and Bayesian, and my mom is also Jamaican. So when his mom came out here, we kind of spend a lot more time together because obviously the background, similar cultural.
Yeah. When they say about Tyreek that he looks like he's going crazy on the court. Yeah. But off the court, he's my neighbor, so I know him with the little dog. Yeah. Yeah. He looks like the coolest guy ever, man.
Yeah, he's super chill. Super chill. But he just knows how to switch it on. It's a killer instinct for sure. For sure.
What about Karlik?
Yeah, man. Karlik's cool too. My wife and his girlfriend also are really close.
Okay.
So and my wife is from Dallas, and that's where he stays as well. So we're probably going to build on this relationship as well.
Yeah. What about the guys from Serbia? Anyone special? Like Banja, Poku, Balša? Anyone?
Like I said, man, like we all kind of just gel.
Yeah.
Poku, like there's always a different moment of like just bonding, you know? Like I love Poku, I love Baki, I love Ariane, I love Cap, like Mario, we have a really good dynamic in our locker room.
Poku was here at the beginning of the season, and he was like, man, he was so tight at the beginning, and he was like, you know, what is this? I didn't expect this. And after a while, he was so chill. Yeah, he was eating cookies during the podcast. Yeah. So Poku is cool. And I remember he looks so tall, man.
He's huge.
He's like, you know, you don't expect. I mean, he's like, what, 7'1" or something?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but when you stand next to him, it's like he's over there. I've been next to guys 7'2" or 7'3", but this is something. Yeah, but he's getting some muscles, man. I can see that.
And but the crazy thing is that he doesn't even need it. Like he's so tall. Yeah. To the point where like, there's times where he doesn't challenge the shot just to kind of gauge the trajectory. And that next time, he'll wait till the very last second and it's gone.
Yeah.
Like, he's special.
Yeah,
he's special.
And he's like, when he was here, people are asking, like, are you going to get, like, you know, buffed or whatever? And he's like, man, that cannot happen. I'm eating so much and working out so much, but it's just like that. But I think that Bata Zimonjić is working really good. What's your experience with Bata Zimonjić?
I got really close to Bata in the beginning of the years because
of the injury.
Because of the injury, so I was told that he's like the Željko in the world of fitness. So
exactly, and he's actually really young. Yeah. And his father was really big.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's just like doing the same thing, and he's so much respected all over Europe because he was in Fenerbahce with Željko. Yeah. So when you work with him, you're in the good hands. And anyone else from assistant coaches that you want to mention?
Bogdan. All of our coaches are really good, man. Bogdan is really good. In terms of tactical stuff, Ajzea is really, really good helping out with development, and Iski as well, like just giving you pointers here and there. Vlade as well. Like we have a really, really, really good group, and that's why I say we have something special.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really hoping that we can build on this.
Yeah, it looks like the president, Mr. President, because we had a little fight over here like a couple of days ago, and he's like, at one point, he's like, everybody should address me as Mr. President. And we're like, come on, man. So Mr. President, he said the team's going to stay pretty much the same. So, man, yeah, it's a good thing. You know, just get some addition, and it's going to be really good. But from my point, it's going to be pretty important for you guys to go all the way in ABA League, just for in terms of energy and, you know, the moment that you end the season. So it's not the end of the podcast, but what I want to say right now, I really wish you guys a good luck. And everybody's going to say because I'm against the Red Star. It's not just that, because these guys, and you can see before the game, when they go in the center of the court, the atmosphere seems great, man.
Yeah.
Is that like something that you guys built on during the year? Or was that like from the day one?
I think coming in, our goal was always to win.
Yeah.
We understand the level of expectation for the club from the supporters, from all the people who have generations on generations of Partizan, Galeriji flowing through their blood. And after getting an understanding of what the atmosphere is like, and how blessed we are to play in front of a group of supporters like the Galeriji, it's you kind of gain a level of pride that you don't want to disappoint them. You try, but you also try. It's like a balance of playing to win and also playing to give the fans what they want. And that stretch where we lost, like, you know that we're better than that. We knew that we were better than that. A lot of those games were single-digit losses, minus maybe the Fenerbahce game where we got spanked.
Yeah, that's a good term for what happened in Istanbul. Yeah.
But yeah, man. I think from there, we kind of started to get closer and banded together with some wins and starting to see the potential that we have and gaining a respect for each other and a respect for our situation and going through the struggle together. I think a combination of all those things has given us what we have now, you know, and that'll happen typically throughout team to team. Well, at least with the teams that I've been on, I've been blessed to not have any bad blood in the locker room, but I'm aware that this isn't always the case, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, the energy of the team is great. All the guys get along with each other. And, yeah, we just go out there and try to win every game and come with the same mindset and good energy.
Yeah. This year we had a poll for every player from Partizan and Red Star that we can see what the fans feel like. If you guys, any player actually, should stay or no. So people would want you to stay, and they see the potential that is really big for the next year. Just for you individually, just so you know, that people really want you here next year, and that's not always the case. When the guys go through things like you did, you know, with the injuries and, you know, finding your role and everything. So just so you know that you got really support from our fans, and this is a big group of fans. So that's what they feel like. And the thing is, we're not going to end here because I have some more questions, and you can ask your questions now because I saw that you did, but you can ask your questions now ili ti možete da postavljate sada vaša pitanja. What people say that you have a really good radio voice. Anyone said that before?
Yeah, actually, my friggin', what's the word I'm looking for? My mentor, my coach Jermaine. Okay. He's like, dude, you're the full package, man. You're handsome. You can play. You're
a smooth talker. Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's not the first time I heard that. But shout out to you guys, man, for the support.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to ruin the set.
They support
Shout out to you guys for the support and the love, man.
Yeah, and this is the good question. They want to take us back to present day. Who would he rather see in the finals? Budućnost or Crna Zvezda or Red Star?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
I feel like it's a win-win because Budućnost swept us.
Yeah.
And on the road, there was a lot of tension in that game, a lot of talking in that game. And when I was walking off the court, I told one of their players, I was like, we'll see you again.
Yeah.
So if we do see them again, they know what's coming.
Yeah, but you got to win over there because they are going to have home court advantage.
Of course. But like, I would love to.
But it's best out of 5, not best out of 3, like in semis. So it's a good thing.
I would love to get Budućnost, but I would also love to get Red Star.
Yeah.
Like it's a win-win. It's a dream scenario, you know. But obviously we can't count out Dubai, you know. But yeah, if we are to go to the finals,
Yeah. So just
one thing at a time. Man.
Yeah. Because if Coach Željko hears this, it's not gonna be good.
Right.
Yeah, and he lost Euro Cup against Paris. Did he expect them to do so good in EuroLeague? Because it's pretty much the same team, man. It's a different coach, but you know they had like Kivaris came, but the TJ, Nadir, and all the other guys, Malcolm, and Ward, pretty much the same team from last year.
Yeah, I did expect them to do well. Just because in basketball having a good understanding of each other and a good chemistry is like half of the battle, you know. And that team, their role, everybody knows their role. Like TJ knows that he's the guy, and everybody knows TJ's the guy.
And nobody has the problem with that. Right?
Nobody has a
like,
problem.
He can shoot like 23s. Nobody gonna say a word.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's TJ Shorts' team.
Yeah.
And all the other guys know exactly what they need to do. The substitutions are like, okay, the starters are gonna play 4 or 5 minutes,
and whatever you do in those 4 minutes, you go
sub.
out. Yeah.
The backup guys are gonna come in, do their thing, wear down the unit, sub. Like, it's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
So I think that's the main reason why they won the Euro Cup.
Yeah.
Because they just killed us with fresh legs and got a lot of easy baskets in transition off of a scored basket, which is like, come on, bro, like give us a chance to get back on defense.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest surprise for me though was how well Nadir did. He came out really, really aggressive, and he was aggressive last year, but I feel like he really came in with a chip on his shoulder this year and has something to prove. So man, hats off to that kid, man. Especially his story is incredible.
Exactly.
He played in
3x3. He played like, not serious basketball before.
Right.
Yeah.
Now he's almost a household name in the EuroLeague. Like they love that guy out there in Paris.
Yeah, and I'm not sure this is the right thing because I don't know, but they're asking if your cousin is gonna make you more YouTube videos with you.
Oh, that's my brother. My brother Dimitri. Yeah. Depending on his schedule,
So it's a real thing, right?
Yeah, he just started his YouTube and really content creation.
Okay, so what's his channel so people can support him?
I think it's Dim Sizzle. Let me double check, or it's Dims or something like that. It's one of
So you guys
handle.
need to follow this YouTube channel.
For sure.
Ili ti morate da zapratite ovaj kanal zato što je to rođak Ajzea Majka, da i našu podršku izrazimo i na taj način.
Dims L, DIMZZL.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated, but you can reach back. Yeah, so you can actually repeat that. What it is?
DIMZZL.
Okay, so DIMZZL na srpskom, on Serbian language. So he's just starting, right?
Yeah, not too long ago, a few months ago.
Okay.
He came out here and visited me. He tries to come out every year and see what's going on out here just to kind of expand his horizons. But this time he came with a camera and recorded some of the stuff we do.
What he said about the fans and the games.
The same thing. I feel like everybody will have the exact same thing because I've sent him videos and and told him like, bro, like when you come out here, it's gonna be insane.
Exactly.
Like the videos won't do it justice. What I'm even saying to you now won't do it justice. Like you just have to experience it. And once he did, and he was here for the Derby as well.
Oh,
so
the one that you lost, or EuroLeague Derby, or ABBA Derby?
I think it was the ABBA Derby.
Oh, okay.
The ABBA Derby, yeah.
When you guys won, right?
No, the one we lost. It was the first one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The first one.
The 5-second thing. Remember that? When the referee was like counting. Remember that? Yeah, one bad memory. Yeah,
but man, look.
Shit.
We're not gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that. Yeah, you
but you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we know what we're thinking about. Yeah, the rest of our friends probably gonna get crazy right now. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's 4
man.
seconds. 4 seconds cannot be 5 seconds. It's a simple thing.
We're not gonna get into that. But yeah, my brother definitely is gonna continue making YouTube videos, and I think he'll come and visit me again probably sometime next season.
Anyone else came here from from your home country, like friends or?
Just my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Come and see my kids, spend time with her kids, her grandkids.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're asking here a lot of things, man. This is going to be a long podcast. Yeah, here's the thing. And Shamais, you can DIMZZL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Someone put it right here so you can see it in the chat box.
Perfect. Sub up, man. Sub up.
Yep. Oh man, his favorite movie, TV series, and singer or band.
Mm-hmm. So my favorite movie is probably The Matrix, just because of how like thought provoking it is.
The first two or the third one or everything.
Everything together comes together like
because people are disappointed with the third one.
Really?
The last one,
the last one was kind of off the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first three, I'll go home and watch them again right now.
Really?
I really would,
and
but I got practice in the morning, so I won't.
And are you the Netflix guy?
Yeah, not really. Like there's some shows that I do enjoy on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I don't like how they make you pay 50 friggin' monthly subscriptions before they renew the season that you want. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yep. And what's the genre that you like?
I'm more of a thriller mystery kind of guy. Yeah.
And you're watching just the American shows or like all over the world? Like there are some really Spanish, good Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah. What's that one?
There's an Inocente, they called it.
The one where they wear the mask.
Cards. Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Papel. Casa
That's
de Papel.
the one.
Yeah.
That one's
Cards?
elite.
Yeah. Yeah, but what's the name? What's the translate? Casa de Papel.
House of Paper?
House of Paper? Yeah. Yeah, it's a really big...
I like that one.
Yeah. And what's your favorite player? They're probably talking about role model when you were growing up.
For the longest time, it was Carmelo.
Really?
Yeah, Carmelo Anthony.
You ever had a chance to see him, speak to him?
No, but I did get a chance to meet with LeBron. And that also was another one of my big influences growing up, just because he can do everything.
Yeah.
He's passing, rebounding, scoring, defending. He's athletic as hell. Not the greatest shooter, but he can knock down a shot.
Yeah, he can do anything.
Right.
And for so long, it's just crazy. But the GOAT debate, where you stand?
LeBron.
For real?
Even though I'm wearing my
Jordan? Yeah.
I feel like Jordan is just like...
Yeah, another level. Something else. Like another, like a Martian or something. For me.
But at the same time, like what LeBron is doing, how can he not be the GOAT?
Yeah.
Like I can see how somebody can debate and say, okay, well, he didn't lose this many, and Michael went 6 times and won 6 times, and okay, I get it. But come on, like first ever in points, and then the argument is going to be, well, he's played 20 seasons.
Yeah.
Well, that's a skill.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
to be as disciplined as you are to play for 20 seasons in the NBA, at the level he's playing, I seen something that said that he has like 4 different primes.
Yeah.
That's
Like in
nuts.
4 different teams. Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah. And what about, for older generations, it's like where you were when Kennedy got shot and where you were when you heard about Kobe.
Oh,
Everybody remembers that.
Man, I was in Dallas in my apartment, and like my wife is a huge Kobe fan, like huge Kobe fan. We named our youngest son Kobe. Like that's,
Really?
like we love us some Kobe, but she especially loves Kobe, and like
He's like Kobe Mike.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Kobe Ray Davenport, that's his name. Because
Oh.
some weird rule in Germany, I couldn't give him my last name. Me and my wife weren't married yet. Yeah. But yeah, we saw the news on Instagram or something like that.
But you were like all of us, man, this can't
Right,
be true.
fake news. And like, but she felt something like before the news came out. She's like, "Did you feel that?" I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then a few minutes later, we got the news.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Whoa,
It's a real thing, yeah.
that's nuts." Yeah, that day was insane.
I was playing basketball actually, and the guy who stole, because I was talking to this other guy after we finished, and he's like, "Hey, Kobe died." And this guy, I can say this because it's podcast, he is full of shit all the time. And I was like, "Forget you, man. You don't know nothing." And I was like watching on my phone, like, the real news, not the fake news. And I was like, "Yeah, man, the basketball is not going to be the same ever again." Yeah, they ask you about Ife because he went through a lot of struggles this year. And everybody knows that he's working hard and he's like, real professional and a great player. But he's been going through some struggles. How is he? That's what he is. They asking, is he all right now? Because you can see that people are supporting him on the games, maybe even too much, because you're like, when he scores, it's like, yay! Like it's something else, but it's not. It's just the basket. So.
Well, obviously, I can't speak for Ife,
Yeah, for sure.
and how he's navigating all of that. But what I can say is that he shows up every day working and doing what he can to get out of the slump. We all give each other confidence, not just singling out Ife. Like whoever may be struggling during that moment, like we all try and give each other confidence, because at the end of the day, we need everybody. Whether it be somebody who doesn't really play a lot, we need them to play in practice and push us to be the best that we can be in practice, or continue to practice hard, and when they do play, that they're prepared. And it's, man, the season is long. Professional basketball isn't easy.
Of course, and people forget that he went through injury and he was out for a month and a half, like in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
So you don't know what it's like. None of us do. So yeah.
Yeah, but from the outside looking in, I'd say he hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Since the beginning. Like,
his mindset is the same. Yeah. Everything is the same. Yeah. That's a cool thing to hear. They're asking, this is actually a funny question, because that everybody's saying that Bonga he looks older than he really is. So they're asking if Davis, his older brother, is Bonga team father. That's crazy, man. And they're asking, what was your favorite match, atmosphere-wise? We talked about that. We talked about Red Star games. It's something else, but Paris was crazy.
Paris was a great atmosphere, for sure. I'd have to say I'll give 3. Fenerbahce win, the Paris win, and the Madrid game, even though we lost at the buzzer.
Yeah. The last game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the fans, oh man, you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Because they were cussing out Sergio.
Yeah, the whole second half. And he was playing like the last basket. Oh, man.
He was playing awful.
Yeah, but you know why, right? You know the Sergio story.
Yeah.
And they're asking about the favorite food, the Serbian food, Serbian
favorite
meal.
Serbian meal?
Yeah. Is that one over there? No, that's American. The one that is over there.
No, not that one. What's it called again?
Cevapi. Yeah. Any place special?
I've had some pretty good cevapi consistently from different places. Yeah. First place I think was called Walter or something like that. Walter was decent.
Yeah, they're big. They're probably the biggest.
I got some cevapi from Maximilian as well.
Yeah,
that restaurant over there. Yeah, cevapi.
What about burek? You tried that one?
You got to type that in for me, bro. I got to hit that cevapi spot next.
Yeah, burek is crazy. You know what it is? It's like a pie with cheese. You can get it at the bakery.
I've never seen it.
But it's really not the meal for athletes. Maybe at the end of the season.
Shoot.
But it's good. It's good. With yogurt, it's crazy.
Yogurt?
Yeah.
You're getting a little freaky for me now, bro. I'm not into the yogurt on the hot meal.
And yogurt. Serbian yogurt, not the American one. And they're asking, who's going to win the title? Who's going to win the ring in the NBA? What do you expect?
Come on, the Canadian. That's no-brainer.
OKC, you're going all the way?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but T-Wolves, they're not going to come back from 2-0. And the East, I like East better. You know, this Pacers, Knicks, and all the past and everything. And people actually agree here, anyway, that it's going to be a crazy maybe 7-game series.
Yeah, I think for sure it'll be a 7-game series.
Yeah, but OKC, and you know those guys, Shea, Lou.
Yeah, I know Shea. Not like personally or anything, but like if we see each other, I'll dap him up or whatever. Lou, I've played in a camp with him, Team Canada camp.
Is he strong as they say he is?
Yeah, he's a really good defender.
Yeah. It's
hard to bump him off. Those are the only two Canadians on that team, right?
Yeah, I think
Nikhil on the Wolves. I know him a little bit better. Our parents kind of know each other, yeah. But yeah, I don't know if the Wolves are going to be able to do it. They are going back home for tonight's game.
Yeah.
But I just think OKC's playing better basketball right now. And I also think Indiana is going to edge out New York. They play better team basketball. And we're going to have a really good final series between OKC and Indiana. Two really good teams. Instead of like just... Obviously, you have the stars of each team. But I think this is the first time in a while where we've had like a really good group on both sides.
Yeah. Just so you know, and probably know, people here, they don't like Jamal Murray.
Really?
Oh, man, because we see him as the biggest problem in Nuggets. Because Jokic is playing everything, and you expect Jamal to play like that he played in the champion year.
Yeah.
When they win the ring. Yeah. So, and he didn't really play good at the Olympics.
Yeah, since the injury, though, he hasn't really been the same Jamal that I've known.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's hard to come back from an injury like that as well. For sure.
What about Dylan Brooks? Any connections with him?
He's probably the first one that I met out of all of these guys when I was super young. This is before I even went to the States for high school. Just playing in a YMCA in my neighborhood, and he pulled up. And he kind of gave me a little bit of props back then. And but I don't really know him very well. My brother that these guys were talking about, he knows him extremely well.
Okay. A couple more questions. Favorite music? Singer?
My favorite music
I
singer.
heard something from your car, but I couldn't catch what it is. Yeah, when you pull up.
I like Young Thug a lot. Drake, obviously, like that guy.
What do you think about Drake and Kendrick beef?
Drake, bro.
All the way.
Drake, bro.
Yeah, like any Canadian, like.
Drake, bro.
If we had a guy from Cali, it would be a different thing.
I'm not gonna sit here and say like that one song.
Yeah.
What like didn't make me bob my head or nothing, but like Drake won the beef overall, in my opinion. Better artist too.
Yeah. Does he know any Partizan songs?
Ooh, you're putting me on the spot here.
Yeah. No, you don't have to sing it.
No,
but when
I have to.
Fans are really.
Now I have to. Right?
Okay, that's what I want.
Not the songs, but that one chat, that molim ga, kolkadva.
When you guys are like,
yeah, I like that one. And then the molim de Partizan.
It's a good one.
That's a good
but
one.
That one at the beginning of the games when the fans are just singing and they turn the volume down. Yeah, that's crazy, man. The whole arena.
The atmosphere is incredible, man. Like nothing like I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Favorite dunk this season? They saying the Fenerbahce dunk was a pretty big one.
That was cool.
Yeah,
I like that one.
But the Red Star, I mean, it's got to be the
definitely better.
One. And Petrushev, it's not like posterizing, but he was there. I mean,
if
he went
you
there.
Stop, if you take a picture,
from
it's a poster.
Yeah.
So I think that's a posterizer,
he was
right?
Like, oh, I got to get out of here, man. Yeah,
that's a posterizer. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So many questions, Isaiah. We gotta choose some.
You're the boss, man.
Let's see about this. Is it hard for you that NBA here is during the night, so you cannot watch live games?
Of course, but Sundays are the best because it's the earlier game. We can catch it at like 9:30, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. What about NHL? The hockey is religions, and
I'm not really a big hockey watcher.
Yeah.
I'm typically like, if my team is winning, then I'll like kind of tap in. But like, I'm not really into it so much.
But they big.
It's huge, of course.
Like Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
They're like really, really big. So
we just lost last week. I was ready to hop on the bandwagon, bro.
In playoffs?
Yeah, Game 7.
In semis?
I think so.
Oh.
Like I said, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I just heard it was a Game 7. I was ready to jump on the bandwagon. We're winning it all.
Yeah. And then this is the pretty connected. Does he watch Hockey World Championship? And is he upset that Canada lost against Denmark? You know about that?
What? We lost?
Yeah, I think it's a real thing because these guys asking good questions, so it's not a prank or whatever.
No, I don't really follow hockey at all.
Oh man, this is a really important question, but you got to be careful, man.
All right.
Because this is Serbia.
Okay.
So they're asking SGA or Jokic. Come on, man.
You know the answer.
You got to give us something, man.
You know the answer.
Yeah, I know the answer, but okay.
You trying to get me jumped in the street?
No.
What's going on, bro? SGA.
Yeah,
SGA
okay.
with my chest.
Yeah, okay.
But no, in all seriousness though, Jokic, if we're talking about GOAT, Jokic has a good chance of like if he plays as long as LeBron does, which I don't think he'll do. Not saying like he's not capable or anything, but I just think he loves basketball, but like after a while it's gonna get boring for him. Like it's just so easy for this guy.
It's incredible.
It's ridiculous.
Nothing like we ever seen before, like
ever.
Yeah.
I was joking with Vanya the other day, and I'm like, he's like a super skilled Shaq. Like, I saw him take 5 guys to the basket, and he could have maybe dunked it, but he just like
exactly. And the thing is,
he's incredible.
With Jokic, people here, they're thinking that he's not gonna be at the GOAT debate if he only stays at one. You think it matters?
No.
One ring?
Yeah. A one ring?
Yeah, just one title.
No, I feel like if his output is the same, and he continues to play at the level he's playing for a long time, and his game can translate for a long time because he's not super explosive. He uses his body very well. He takes his time. He plays at his own speed. I feel like he could play for as long as he wants to.
Yeah.
And even if he doesn't win another championship, like you have to put some respect on Nikola Jokic's name.
Yeah. And they say here that SGA and Nikhil, they're cousins.
Yeah.
Real?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. A lot of questions. Let's talk about a little bit about religion. How important it is for you?
It's the most important thing in my entire life. Like,
and you were raised that way, right?
A little bit, yeah. But I kind of, as kids do, like you move away from what you're told to do, right? Like sometimes you have to touch the stove to see that it's hot. And after my freshman year, like I told you earlier, I had a lot of growing up to do, and that's one of the areas. And my wife really helped me with that. Just asking me to come to church and taking me to church and just recentering on God and what's important. I'm thinking like making all this money, partying and hanging out with these girls, and that this is the meaning of life. But I was humbled very quickly.
Yeah.
And once I came back down to earth, started building in the right direction with my wife and starting to see what really matters in this life, you know. So that's why every time you see me hit a 3, I'll hit my chest and point to the sky, because statistically I'm not supposed to be here. You know, everything has been a gift to be able to have everything that I need to make it out of Scarborough. Like if you know anything about Toronto, like the violence out there is serious and it's concentrated in certain pockets, which I'm sure it's the same out here.
Yeah. But it is different.
Right.
It is different. I mean, different kind of, you know, things happening, bad things happening.
Yeah. But yeah, man, to like from things like that to having the right people in my life, certain coincidences happening that aren't coincidental. Like, man, it's nothing but God. There's no way it can't be a God because of how my life has played out up until this point, you know?
No other explanation, right?
Can't be.
Yeah. And does he enjoy playing games where there are high tensions and trash talk among players, or does he love a chill atmosphere?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't really talk a lot of smack. Like it just never has proven well for me. I don't know if that's like my journey as a Christian, but every time I've started to talk smack in a game, like I'll be playing well and then I won't make another shot.
No, for real.
Every single time, like it's insane. So since then I haven't really talked trash, but like I'll still like hype up my guys.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, hell yeah, man, like that kind of stuff. But I do enjoy a little bit of trash talk. I enjoy seeing it and watching it.
What about the practice? Who's the biggest trash talker? Who's the Draymond Green of Partizan?
Draymond Green of Partizan? The biggest trash talker is probably Brandon.
Really?
Yes.
Doesn't look like that. You would say Tyreek.
No.
Or maybe Sterling.
In practice, no, it's Brandon.
Yeah. Really?
It's Brandon by far.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a good question. Let me find it. Toughest opponent player that he played against?
Toughest opponent in just the EuroLeague and ABA League ever?
Probably overall, like ever.
Ever. Oh, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name.
Give us something like...
He's like a baby Jokic, though.
Alperen Şengün?
No, he's not.
Rockets?
He's older than him. He's older than Jokic. I can't remember his name.
He's a guy from Europe.
He's from the Balkans as well. I can't remember his name. He played for Oldenburg my first year. I can't remember.
Oh, I know who you... He played for Oldenburg?
Oldenburg, yeah.
Yeah, he's old. He's like a legend over there, right?
He's nice. Not Ricky Paulding. Not Ricky Paulding. He's a
he's
a center. Oldenburg. What year was that? 2020 roster.
Yeah, he's from Bosnia, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I know who you. Yeah, but I can't remember.
I had to guard
the
him. My coach was playing me at the 5.
And he's like really slow, the slowest guy, and he just right. Yeah.
He had a triple-double on us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say between him, I can't remember his name. Between him and Aaron Neesmith, I played him in college. Mahal Basic.
Yeah, Mahal Basic.
Oh my gosh, he baked us. They 50'd us that game. I was embarrassing. Welcome to the Europe game for sure.
What about Aaron?
Aaron Neesmith, I guarded him in college.
Man, but what he's doing right now,
crazy
that's something
game.
else. Man,
Crazy
those
games.
trees. And even last night.
He played well again last night. I didn't get a chance to see the highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first time really guarding a perimeter player like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played very well. We won the game, but
did you expect that he's gonna go that far?
What do you mean, like NBA wise, or this year in the playoffs?
Like NBA wise.
I didn't know. I didn't know much about who the prospects were outside of who went that year. Actually, was that the same year as Ant-Man in them?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't.
Maybe a year different. Yeah, I know.
I wasn't really sure like who was gonna go and stuff, but he was definitely a really good player. He stood out that game for sure.
They say now Rashid Mahalbasic. Rashid.
My gosh, that guy torched us.
You didn't know that, right? About Rashid. And
toughest cover for sure.
When Željko gave him the task of looking after Nigel Hayes Davis, how difficult was that? Hayes Davis from Fenerbahce.
It was a challenge for sure because you have to stay engaged the whole game. But I think with a guy like him, he's not really a 4. He's more of a guard, more of a 3. Like he has post game, but me and him are similar in weight and speed. So like there isn't really much advantage for him in that particular matchup. I feel like in those matchups, I kind of match up better. Yeah. He's not really coming off of 3 screens, off screens, and he's more of an ISO player, more of a post up kind of guy. And I think I'm a better one-on-one defender.
Ask him about his opinion. The influence Steve Nash had for Canadian basketball. In my opinion, his influence is underrated.
I agree. That's a really good statement.
Yeah.
A really, really good statement. I think we credit Vince Carter and the guys who played for the Raptors more for the growth
like
of
Tracy
the game.
McGrady.
Yeah.
And Chris Bosh. Like that's the first name that I.
Yeah. But
definitely Kawhi, of course.
But like anything though, like anything that grows a lot, the giants' shoulders that you stand on kind of get forgotten. Like for the national team and just putting Canada on the map in general. I think now we're what, like 20 years removed from Steve Nash. Yeah. So you're gonna forget about these guys and talk more about the guys now.
Yeah.
And also, I think Steve Nash was like one of maybe 4 or 5 guys that were in the NBA at that time. I know we had Steve Nash. Jamal McGlure, I think, was around that time.
RJ Barrett's father, was he playing in the NBA?
I don't think he played in the NBA, but he was an Olympian.
He was a decent,
really good.
In Sydney, I think.
Really,
like 20
really
years
good.
ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really, really good player. I seen some of those clips and I was like,
I
had to ask him, I'm like, you had it like that? He's like, bro, come on, man. But nah, like those earlier Canadians that made it all the way definitely paved the way for us. Because after that, I think 10 years after that is when the Andrew Wiggins wave, the Tristan Thompson, Corey Joseph, all those guys started to really open up the doors for us. Yeah. Can't forget about Anthony Bennett, man.
For real.
Regardless of what they say about
Exactly.
Anthony Bennett, he did it.
Yeah.
He made it to the NBA.
Number one.
And say what you want, bust or not, he made it.
Yeah.
How many people can say that?
Exactly. They asking about favorite thing in Belgrade.
Favorite thing about Belgrade. Favorite thing about Belgrade. I love the weather, honestly. I didn't expect it to be this warm throughout the whole year. We didn't get much snow this year. I don't have anything else to compare it to. But I also didn't realize how close we are to Greece and all these other like really beautiful countries. So I think geographical location is probably my favorite thing about Belgrade.
This is interesting. Why doesn't he use his athleticism more in the paint and use the inside scoring ability that he has? You feel that way?
It's a good question. I'll do a better job of that next year, bro. Sorry.
Yeah. Vasilije, you heard. Yeah. And this is the message from Partizan fans. Keep your head high. You have full support from Partizan fans, and we do believe in you. You like that?
Love that, man.
Yeah. They want us to measure our hands. They say you got a much bigger hand than me.
No, I don't.
Yeah, not so much bigger, but look at this. This one. Look at this.
Oh, Jordan's hand is in there?
And I think this is not real because it can't be. It is. Nah, this can't be real. Where it is? No. This can't be real, man. We had like NBA players, they're like 7 feet.
Hand's nowhere near it.
No. This can't be.
He got the dinner plate hands.
Even with thumb, dislocated thumb. Where is it? Na početku, Antop. I gotta find it. It's this one, right?
Jest. Daj naći ću ja pa ću da vam...
Wait, I gotta find it. Because this is just insane. Ajde, Gandhi, hoćeš ti da nađeš, a? Da nismo iscepali možda. Anyway, we're gonna see the Jordan hands, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Mike, Ajzea, how was this for you, these 2 hours, man?
It was cool.
You didn't expect this, right? All
Like
the
you said,
questions
that 2 hours did fly by.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize you were here so long.
People here, they really wish you all the best. They want you to stay the next year, and that's the we talked about it at the beginning, so it's you got +1, right? So it's probably going to be like that. And I really appreciate you coming here because I know you're a family guy. I know you got to practice tomorrow. And it's just, semis and everything, so it's a really big thing. Thanks to Ivča. Hvala Ivčo. Hvala Partizanu, zato što znamo da su i oni omogućili ovo. And I don't know why, but Ivča said when I was like, come on, man, you got to give us someone. And he's like, man, Mike is the guy. I don't know why. He said he's a really cool guy. And he can talk about everything, and you proved it right. And look at this, man. Come on. Just try to measure it. Can't be like that.
No way.
I told you, man. I got a dislocated
He was
thumb.
6'6"?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
This can't be right. Look at this.
This is why he was such a good mid-range shooter.
Yeah. Imagine playing with those hands, man.
This is crazy.
Yeah. So, listen, guys. I'm going to do against,
Can they see that?
craziness.
Oh, well.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm going to do this Serbian language again. Stvarno vam hvala puno što ste bili na galeriji, ako niste, imamo neki vide, ali ovo sa Majkom je ipak bilo nešto posebno, nemojte zameriti Kuzmi, zato što jednostavno je hteo da ispoštuje i da bude sa vama do kraja ovog našeg eventa. And once again, Ajzea, I really wish you all the best, and thank you for coming, and I think this was a really, really good talk. And once again, thank you, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I had a great time.
Yeah. We appreciate it. Ljudi, mi se vidimo sutra, je nedelja, tako da imamo NBA podcast, a onda u ponedeljak ćemo imati live-ove Partizan Dubai i Zvezda budućnost, pa ćemo vjerovatno imati utorak gosta, tako da radit ćemo narednih dana dosta. Pritom imamo u ponedeljak, sutra Euroliga i radimo naravno i finale Eurolige. U ponedjeljak imamo Sportal ujutru, tako da dosta posla, ali kraj sezone, tako da očekivano. Hvala vam što ste bili sa nama, nemojte zameriti zato što nema prevoda, zato što jednostavno je live i nije moguće da ubacimo prevod, ali to ćemo, Gandhi i Top kažu da to može da se sredi, Gandhi ima plan da jednostavno se to insertuje u nekom trenutku za vas koji možda niste shvatili neke stvari, nemojte nam zameriti, jednostavno tehnički nije moguće, baš zato što idemo live. Ali hvala vam što ste bili sa nama i vidimo se jako brzo. Ćao!